Today we're going to be talking about the painful reason that you are struggling to keep weight off. And guess what? It's because you're eating too much. Yes, we are doing another video on food because getting your calories in check is the most important factor when it comes to losing weight. And although, yes, this is a weight loss channel, but this is also primarily a jump rope channel. But I do feel compelled to make this video, even though I've talked about food in the past, because it doesn't matter how much you jump rope or work out or lift weights. If you do not get your diet on point, you are not going to look the way you want. And more importantly, you are not going to feel the way you want. You cannot avoid this. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about basically just how you need to stop eating less and the foods that you should be eating, but also just like, I want to talk through some more examples of like how as a society, we are so focused on eating and being in a fed state all the time. And honestly, I feel like most people could lose tons of weight without even doing that much exercise if they just started walking and just controlling their eating habits. So today I'm going to dive into a few specific things about diet and food that people usually overlook. So hopefully this video will be helpful, and also comment below and let me know if any of these strike a chord with you as I go through them. Many people who have trouble losing weight are simply eating too much, not because they have an actual disease preventing them from losing it. They're just eating too much. And as much as you don't want to hear that hard truth, it's real. The first one, the starvation mode myth. There's this myth in health and fitness that if you are not eating enough calories, your body's going to go into starvation mode and hang on to all the fat. So some people will say like,
dude, I'm only eating 1,200 calories a day and I'm gaining weight. Like my body's in starvation mode. It's like,
no, you're not eating 1,200 calories a day. You're eating way more than you think you are, and you're not actually weighing and counting every calorie like you say you are. Like I've been working with people for almost 10 years now in regards to weight loss. You cannot get around like, dude, if it enters your mouth and it has calories in it, you have to add that to your daily calorie intake. There is no like, oh, well, I just had a snack, so I'm not going to count that. It's like, no, dude, if it went into your mouth, it counts as calories. Because if you were actually eating in a calorie deficit, you would not be gaining weight. And the reason, and the thing that gets, or the thing I like to bring up a lot of times is if you look at third world countries or places or populations where they have famine or where people are starving, dude, people look super skinny and unhealthy. Like it looks like they're withering away to nothing. They're not going into starvation mode and gaining a bunch of weight. Like they're actually just losing body fat and muscle. And that's a result of not eating enough. Number two, the truth is most people are not suffering from a lack of muscle, especially the people that watch this channel. Like this is not the best channel if you want to build muscle. Like I would definitely recommend going to a channel like Athlean X or Thomas DeLauer, where they focus more on like how do skinnier people grow their muscle mass and get buff. Most of the people that watch this channel have problems with body fat, like losing actual weight. And I just think that's most of the population. Most people are not suffering from a lack of muscle. They suffer from having too much body fat, and body fat is simply caused by a consistent calorie surplus over time. That's all that is. And I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I view body fat or extra body fat as just like, it slows me down both physically and mentally. I notice that when I am just leaner and I have less body fat and I can feel my muscles tight to my skin, I just feel like I have more energy, I have more clarity, and I feel more confident because I like the way that I look. Now, having said that, I'm not like trashing people for having fat on their body. Like I'm definitely, I will admit, I'm not someone who's like,
oh, body positivity, everyone's healthy, you can be super fat and it's okay.
I'm not in that camp, but I'm also not like anyone who has any body fat is worthless. Like, because there are people like that online too. I just personally feel like I feel better when my body fat is pretty low. Now, I don't mean like 5% where I feel like unhealthy, but I feel like when my best state of mind and physical being is when I'm lean. And I would argue that most people would feel the same way. I feel like fat in general is kind of just like this extra frustration that you carry around with you throughout your day. So my goal in making these videos is to help people consistently lose their body fat so that you can see all that great muscular structure underneath. I am of the belief that most people have an amazing body underneath. Of course, our genetics are all different, but most people have a really amazing body underneath if they can just lose that excess body fat to expose their muscle. Number three, you can't out exercise a bad diet. Like, dude, the other day I worked my ass off. I did a jump rope workout, super intense. It was about 31 minutes long. I burned 550 calories. Do you know how fast I can eat 550 calories of mixed nuts or potato chips or I don't like anything, a piece of pizza? Like if I have 3 or 4 handfuls of mixed nuts, that's like 700 calories right there. Like that completely just wiped out my workout. So my point in saying this is you need to understand that you are probably way overestimating how many calories you burn every day, and you're probably way underestimating how many calories you're actually eating. Most people, they just underestimate how much they're eating. They'll say like,
Yeah, I'm eating 2,000 calories when really they're eating like 3,200.
and they'll say I'm exercising every single day, and it's like, dude, you're burning 300 calories from exercise 4 times a week. That's not enough to create a calorie deficit. Number 4, I know that not eating can seem like really scary to people, but there's actually a bunch of great stuff that happens when your body is not constantly in a fed state. One of them being cellular repair. So the cells within your body actually have time to regenerate and grow and become healthier when you don't constantly have food that needs to be processed in your system. Another thing is increased insulin sensitivity. Insulin is a hormone that helps your body control blood sugar levels. So when you have increased insulin sensitivity, your cells use glucose more effectively, which lowers your blood sugar. Basically, this means that you can eat more carbohydrates without experiencing blood sugar spikes, and this also helps to reduce your risk of diabetes. When not in a constantly fed state, you have more energy, it lowers the heart rate and your blood pressure. Your fat stores actually become used as fuel then. So instead of your body burning glucose from the food that you just consumed, when you're not in a fed state or when you don't have any food in your body's like, well, dude, I need energy to like live, so where do I get that energy from? It goes to your stored fat, which ultimately helps to reduce your overall body fat rather than just burning calories from food. And another thing too is reduced inflammation. So you just walk around feeling more flexible and better and not so tight and just like stiff and in pain. So now that we know that food is still the biggest culprit of why people don't get to their weight loss goals, what are we supposed to do? Well, firstly, I would say let's just get rid of this idea that food is so important. Like, let's just get rid of this idea that we have to just be eating food all the time. Like, I eat one big meal a day, and then I kind of eat like a couple pieces of fruit or I snack because I know that like during the weekend, I'm probably going to go to a dinner or something and get something a little bit more indulgent. So during the week, I really just stick to like meat, fish, chicken, couple pieces of fruit, some eggs, kimchi. I started eating a lot of like pickled vegetables. So like pickled onions, pickled ginger, pickles, just stuff like that. And that I love that food. There's plenty of flavor in it, and it helps me stay lean, and it helps me just get to, you know, my goal. And it also helps me to feel satisfied, so I'm not just focused on eating all the time. Which leads me to my next one. If you really want to lose weight, you have to adopt a real food diet. When I say real food, by the way, linked up on the screen here and in the description, we have an approved foods list, which is literally the list of foods that I eat to stay super lean, and it's still very enjoyable and pretty straightforward and easy. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to lose weight and keep it off, you got to start eating real food, man. You got to cut the granola bars and the protein powders and the cereal and all these and the almond butter and all these like fake bullshit healthy foods that really are just processed carbohydrates and sugar. If you really want to lose weight for the long term, you have to become best friends with red meat, lean meat like chicken and turkey, fish, eggs, nuts, and lots of fruit. Now, I would say vegetables too, but admittedly, the only vegetables I really eat are a lot of like pickled vegetables, and then I get most of my greens from just buying a juice at the store or something. I don't really like cook lots and lots of vegetables. But my point is, if you're eating processed food, dude, it's just like losing weight is just going to be way harder. So go check out the approved foods list. Number 3, stop eating carb fillers like fries and rice and quinoa. Like, you know that idea that we have to like eat balanced meals with a little bit of carbs and some protein and some, I don't believe that. Like, I don't think rice and french fries and mashed potatoes and quinoa, couscous, I don't think that's necessary. Like when like tonight for dinner, you know what I'm making? I'm making burger patties with some pickled vegetables, some melted cheese, a little bit of avocado, and an egg. And that's going to be my meal for the night. I don't need to pair that with french fries or rice or all these just like filler carbohydrate rich foods that you don't really need, but I just feel like every culture at dinner, that's what they give you. They give you like the meat, the carb, and then, usually something else. Number 4, as much as you can, just stop eating processed foods. Do I eat processed foods? Yeah, sure I do. I just ate some rice cakes and some popcorn earlier. Over the weekend, I had some ice cream. I think what I mean though is like, I mostly just eat real food. I mostly just eat pieces of meat and fish and nuts and fruit, all the things I've already told you guys. So I just simply don't crave, I'm starting to crave processed foods less and less and less, to the point that like, I don't even, dude, one thing that kind of grosses me out now? Really, really sweet cakes and cookies and donuts. And I used to binge on those things. And now sugary food like that, I'm just like, it makes me kind of want to throw up. Like I keep seeing this fad with crumble cookies. Dude, I had a crumble cookie, like a bite of one about a year ago, and it was disgusting. It was so much sugar. It just tasted like nothing. Like it just tasted like artificial nothing. So yeah, just stop eating processed foods. Start eating real food, and then you will crave the processed foods a lot less. And I'm being serious. Like I saw this happen in my own life, so it is possible. But it might not happen right away. You're always, dude, listen, I like ice cream, okay? But I noticed that the more I just stuck to a whole foods diet, I just gradually started losing the desire to eat crappy food like that. And when I do decide to eat crappy food like that, I feel way worse because my body doesn't really want it. Lastly, be honest with yourself. Stop lying, dude. Stop lying to yourself. If you're telling your trainer that you're eating 1,500 calories and you're not counting your calories or you're not weighing your food, you're not eating 1,500 calories. You're eating a lot more, and that's why you're not losing weight. So this is actually something I get kind of pissed off about, because I feel like I've worked with people before and I've seen a lot of people online like, I don't know what it is. I'm eating this many calories and I'm not losing weight. And it's so obvious that they're not actually tracking their food or eating that exact amount of food consistently for months. You know what I mean? Like they might do it for a week and then be like, yeah, I don't know, I just couldn't lose weight. And it's like, well, because you ate in a calorie deficit for like 1 week. You have to do this for a while. It has to become a part of your life. So I don't weigh my food and count my calories anymore because I don't need to. But I think if you're starting on a weight loss journey, you do have to do that. And it's going to help you develop an understanding of how much food you're putting in your mouth until the point that you don't need to do that anymore, but you can still stay lean. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to another rant about me talking about food and weight loss, because the food thing is I'm really passionate about this, because I'm not cool with obesity, man. I'm not cool with obesity when I genuinely see people trying to be better and change their lives, and we keep putting more fast food on every corner and we keep making more just bullshit processed foods for people to eat, and then we wonder why obesity is such a problem. It's like, well, yeah, because we as a country and as a world are making it really difficult for people to stop the temptation. So I enjoy making videos like this because maybe if you're feeling stuck or like you can relate to this, that you can watch this video and start to change your habits. Don't forget, we sell the best jump rope in the world for weight loss. It's linked up right here, and there's a link down in the description with some codes to save some money. And then if you want access to every single weight loss program that we've ever created that you're not going to be able to find on YouTube, that's in the Jarity app. That's linked up down below as well. And then we also have the nutrition system and our accountability forum included with that. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. Let's talk about it in the comments below. See you on the next video.